Hi, everybody. Welcome to Book Club. Not your ordinary book club, right? How are you guys doing? Ruth, I hope you'll have a better day. I'm so sorry. It is about 90 degrees outside. So it is not a day I'm going to do anything outside. So I've been doing a lot of housework and cleaning today. Um, but I'm having an issue because when I put a load in and I hit start, the lid to my washer locks and now it's locked, but it won't do anything. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I know what I put in is very heavy, so I don't know if it started to spin and threw it off and then just kept it locked. So we shall see. I hope I didn't mess it up too much, but you live and learn, right? So I'm trying to get all of my housework done today so I can leave for camp tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have to finish housework today, do groceries tomorrow, and then head out Friday morning. But that's all right. Camp will be there. So, I mean, I'm just missing a day of floating in the pond with my brother. That'll be fun. Oh, so Ruth and Barb, I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. Nope, not yet. Thank you so much, Barb. Thank you. Having a one of those tough days where I think I'm not, but you guys make my day. Thank you so much. Am I in the shadows back here? Let me try this. I feel like I'm lurking in the shadows. Is that helping? That might help. Thank you guys so much. And I always laugh at myself because I always do such silly stuff. And I always say, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, right? So I started the square again. I'm using an 8mm hook this time. Let's see if this gets it drapey. If not, I'm going to go with a really thinner yarn, which I have right here. It's like a rose color, but I was trying to make it drapey with the same yarn I used for these that we've already done, just in case I do want to make it into my shower curtain. This wouldn't do so well. So we're going to see how that works out. And then, of course, I'm going to try to translate it for you guys. Did that help? Me typing it all up and emailing it to you? Did that help or not so much? Sorry, I just found a flower. This flower looks like it's doing this, like the. Can you see it? It looks like it's doing the little bunny foo-foo rabbit thing. Here, you can see it this way. Maybe I'll make it a rabbit. It's funny. So it did help? Oh, good. Good, good, good. Okay. And now that I know how to figure it out, I will keep doing that. It's a lot easier now. The first time is always, very difficult. So are you guys okay with first talking about the book? Did you guys finish the book? The Housemaids Secret? One or both of them? Come on. There we go. I pulled up some discussion questions. Cool. I finished both of them. And like we said, I think was it Margaret? I think that good, cool, both of them. They're great books, but you could read them out of sequence. By the way, there is a third book coming out. I just pre-ordered it on my Audible. So just because I love her, I just Millie is adorable. I love the voice that is her, the accent, the New York accent. I'm from New York and I don't have that. At least I don't think I do. Do I? Do I talk like that? I don't think I do. I've been to the city a few times, but not enough certainly to get an accent. So that's too funny. Yeah, so I figure I'll wait, see if a few more people hop on. If not, we'll just start talking about it anyway. And then I'm going to let you guys decide what the next book will be for June. So if you guys want to start thinking about what you would suggest, try to make it a book that you haven't read yet. even if we want to go back to the old classics, like, 1984 or Animal Farm, any book is doable. So whatever you guys think. I love to read, so I actually was thinking of reading the Iliad and the Odyssey again. Those I read back in high school. Oh, really, Barb? Well, that's cool. I like the format of the book, so I wonder if some of her other books might be good. So I got to tell you, I keep looking over here because I have a little miniature air conditioner sitting here. It's called Arctic Air. Let me see. Do I have the booklet here? I thought I did. Oh, here it is. So I have one of these little things sitting on my desk. And so there's a little, like an ice pack in here, and you take the ice pack out and you freeze it overnight. And then you fill this with water. There's a little reservoir you fill with water. And then you blow it. Hi, Margaret. I was just talking about you. So the air blows through the frozen thing over the water. And it's really working. Like, my whole area here is nice and cool. This is the one room I don't have air conditioner in. It's pretty neat, if I do say so myself. I mean, I spent $10 on it, so I think I'm going to get a spare one of these things. This is the ice pack you put in the freezer. I always hesitated to buy one because they were like $20 or $30, but this was $10. So yeah, it's a little teeny tiny thing. It's this sitting right here on my desk, and it's cooling me off quite nicely. I guess I'm all right with it. I don't think I'd use it like in the camper to heat up the whole camper, but it is adorable. So, Margaret, we were just talking that we're going to discuss the book we just finished, or the two books we just finished, and then I'm going to let you guys decide what the next book will be. So if you want to start thinking about, I would like to have it be one that you haven't read or that none of us have read, just because it's more fun that way. So now that you're here, I think we can start discussing The Housemaids Secret. We kind of already talked about the first book, so we could talk about the second if that's okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was funny because for a couple of days, I had the fireplace on in the morning, and then by the end of the day, I had the AC on. But now I'm getting up, and it's about 72 when I get up. So I just draw all the curtains because, like I said, that whole side of my house is all windows. So once the sun comes around, we're cooking. So I drew all the shades and turned the AC on nice and early so it's nice and cool in here. It was a little stuffy in this room, so I bought this little air conditioner. It's actually quite adorable. And I can see the cold air blowing out of it. That's funny. Yeah, so I don't know about you guys, but here in upstate New York, we go right from spring to the dog days of summer, and it looks like we're in it. So good thing I got AC in my camper. I would be very sad. I can't sleep when it's hot. You were babysitting. Yay. Good morning, afternoon, Karen. I'm glad you're here. We hadn't started discussing yet. I was giving everybody a few minutes just to make sure. Yeah, I get from like, I'd say 11 or 12 o'clock all the way till it sets. This side of our house facing the river, it cooks. And it gets hot in here, which is good because even in the winter, I mean, we can turn down the heat and it gets all heated up. So that's pretty cool. All right. So shall we talk about the book? First of all, let me have everybody's input. Did you like the book? I'm going to do my hand first. I loved it. And then afterwards, I'm going to ask what your favorite or who your favorite character was. So I love the book. And my favorite character is Millie. I love her. So that's mine. You guys, it's your turn. Loved it. Okay, like good. All right, Barb, who's your favorite character? Or Karen and Margaret, who's your? Yeah, same. I like the second one better than the first one. So who's your favorite character? Millie. Yeah. She's just so cute. I mean, I got a picture of her in my head, I wonder if we all agree that it's Millie. I mean, it's easy to make her your favorite. It's easy to like her the most. She's obviously the number one character, but yep, Millie. Okay. Um, Millie. Definitely Millie. Yeah. So we all like her. She's yeah. It's just now, did you guys see the series Orange is the New Black? In that series, there was a girl with curly, long, reddish blonde hair, and she has the voice of Millie. So every time I picture Millie, I picture her. I don't know her name. I'm not good with actresses' names, but that's who I picture. So she's a shorter actress with long curly hair. She's kind of like one of the main characters. But anyway, all right, let's see what some of the questions are. Did you spot early signs that things weren't quite right in Wendy and Douglas Garrick's luxury penthouse lifestyle? I certainly did, but I didn't think it was as crazy as it was. um, yeah, I didn't think it was as, I don't know. I kind of thought that what's his name? Douglas. I thought he was beating her, right? Yeah. So obviously not. Yeah. He's a good character too. You know what I mean? He's always there for her. I just don't understand. Now there's a little thing. So did I, Barb. Absolutely. Here's the thing about Enzo. Why was he back in the country for 3 months and had not reached out to her? I don't like that. If it were me, I'd be like, I don't understand. So I don't know if they're going to allude to that in the next book, but I didn't like that he was for 3 months. And yeah, so that's sticking in the back of my head. I love how he supports her. I love how he's there no matter what. But the back of my head is saying, why didn't he come back? So we'll see, right? Um, I've got a list of questions up over here. So what was your opinion of Millie and Brock together as a couple? I thought Millie couldn't be herself. And it actually frustrated me a bit because, oh, I can't tell him this because he might leave. And he doesn't really know me because he might leave and this and that. So if you're that scared to be who you are, then the relationship really isn't worth it. No matter how much of a nice guy he is, no matter, how much he cares for you, I don't think it's fair to either one of them. Oh, that's a good point, Margaret. Yeah, it was a mismatch. However, I think after the initial shock, I think that Brock handled it a little bit better than I thought. Um, I don't want to get to my next question. Yeah, he was way nice. He just, I mean, if you were on a date with somebody and they just got up and left, I mean, yeah, that was a bit much. And I found myself being like, come on, you can't be that nice. Nobody's that nice, right? Um, Yeah, so here it is. To what extent did you trust Enzo and believe him in regards to the time spent in Italy? I have questions. I think, I don't know. I have questions, and I'm wondering if it's going to come out in the next book. Now that you know what Millie was in jail for and more about her early life, how she conducted herself in the story, how have your feelings for Millie changed? My feelings haven't changed. I love Millie. She ended up in jail because she killed someone defending her best friend, right? So I think, it was self-defense ish. And, it is what it is, right? So here's the part, maybe you guys can shed a little light on this for me. So when Enzo went into the coffee shop to talk to, I'm bad with names, so the furniture guy's wife, okay? When Enzo goes into the coffee shop and sees the furniture guy's wife, and he's in there for a long time, and she's smiling and this and that and da-da. Is that when he gave her the heart pills? Is that when he told her what to do with the heart pills? I'm trying to figure out how the heart pills got from Millie's medicine cabinet. Right? He knows the guy. So I'm thinking it was Brock's heart pills that played the part in the final end, right? Where the guy had that medication and it killed him. But I'm thinking the only way the wife could have gotten those pills. You think so? I'm trying to, but he just, like when he talked to her for so long in that coffee shop and she left smiling and this and that, she visited her with that could be. That could be. Yeah, that was a great twist, by the way. It was a really great twist. So, um, yeah, that was a really good twist. The fact that the wife killed him and her. So yeah, I liked it. All in all, I thought it was a great book. I liked it enough to already pre-order the third one that's coming out. So here's a good question for the end of it. Ooh. All right. So can you think of any parts that lend themselves to continuing for a third installment? So do you think that Millie and Enzo are going to be the main characters in the third book? Do you think is it going to be a series based on them together now, or is it just going to be Millie? Because I mean, they seem kind of solid at the end, right? They were moving in together. Yeah, I think so too. So I don't know when it comes out, but I did pre-order it. So yeah, all in all, I think it was a great book, a great series. And I loved it. I'm glad I read it. I read it quickly. So I'm really glad I did. So let me see. Do you guys want me to pull up like the New York Times bestseller list and see if any of those strike our fancy? Or do you guys you want to look at other books from that same? You do? You think they're going to get married? All right, that would be exciting. I love a happy ending. I'm a sucker for a happy ending. All right, so I'm going to pull up the New York Times bestsellers 2023, right? All right, let's see here. Top 10 books, New York Times 10 best books of 2023. The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame. I can't pronounce that name. Eastbound by Melis D. something. The Fraud, North Woods, Best Minds, Bottom Up, and The Devil Laughs. So let me get a little bit more in depth in these things. Let's see what I got. You never know what you're going to hit when you do a little bit. Okay, here are the books discussed in this week's episode. The best twist for me was finding out that Wendy intentionally played Millie. Yes. How about when she had him punch her in the face? That was pretty crazy. I mean, that's being committed to your crazy right there. Right. She needs Enzo to know how to trust people because she got burned on this one. So, all right. Yeah, that was, like I said, that's legit dedication to your crazy right there. She says, you got to punch me in the face. He's like, what? But go ahead. Let's hear it. I would love to hear it. Drum roll. I know, I'm silly. I'll take a drink of water. Playing for freedom. I think, all right. Let me pull it up on my iPad and read it. While I'm pulling it up, has anybody read this one? Playing for freedom. By Zarif. I haven't read it, no. Zarifa, Adiba. Let's take a look-see. Playing for freedom. The journey of a young Afghan girl. Ooh, I'm intrigued already. A passionate musician growing up in war-torn streets of Kabul takes her forbidden talent abroad on this triumphant memoir. I love it. She has big, unfathomable, woo, big words. Okay. Her family is poor. Her country is mired in conflict. Originally published April 2024. I'm in. If you guys are good with that book, I'm in. Let's make that our June book. Make sure I write it down so I don't forget it. What do you think? Karen, by not me, you mean you haven't read it yet, right? Playing for Freedom. I love the title, first of all. So it's actually a memoir, so it's a true story. So she's a live violinist and co-conductor of Afghan's first and only all-female orchestra. She studied at the Afghan National Institute of Music, the only music education entity in Afghan. Yeah, I'm in. I think that's perfect. What do you guys think? I get a thumbs up. There's 4 of us on, so that makes Margaret and me. What do you guys think? Karen, you good? All right. And I know Ruth is lurking, so hopefully she agrees as well. All right, so let's do it. Our book for June. And Barb, sorry, honey. Yeah, let's do it. Our book for June, Playing for Freedom. I'm writing it down. And I will start it actually today, probably. Yeah, that sounds like a great book because, we just had one that was fiction, having one that isn't. Now, where did you hear about it? Margaret, where did you hear about this book? Are you on like some sort of website or? Nice. Nice. I wonder if it's on my Audible. I don't have Audible on my iPad though. So I'll have to look it up, but that's awesome. If not, I'm going to the library, so I bet you I can get it there. That's really cool. That's neat. I had a Kindle. I gave it to my sister when my eyes went crazy. Now I can't really see that well to read. So I had one of those Kindle Paperwhites. So, all right, you guys ready? Now that we've picked the book, hold on, let me just do this because I can never sit still. Okay. You ready? You want to look through these? Let's look through quilling art. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, that's great. Great idea. So that'll be our official book. I'll make sure to put that in the community tab. Yeah, I love reading new books, especially ones that people suggest. Good. So I'm going to rely on you, Margaret, for the books for the book club. Ruth, you'll set aside my book. Oh, you know what, Ruth? Maybe I could borrow a beekeeping book from the library and we could go through it in one of our book clubs. That would be fun. I would love to learn all about what you do and how you do it. I'll turn that down a little bit. There you go. I think that'd be neat. All right, I'm going to rate that. I will check that out. Beekeeping book. Also, would you guys like to look through a birding book or anything like that, or gardening book? I just love looking through books. It doesn't matter what, especially like if I'm reading a book, obviously I want a regular reading book. But if I'm looking through books, the bright pictures and other people's illustrations, I love them. All right, so here we go. Unleash your creativity and follow the illustrated steps in this fabulous book to make 20 beautifully styled gardening perfect. Perfect. Yeah, and we'll also, let's do a beekeeping book. All right. Actually, hold on one second. Let's just see. I know I have it. It's just a matter of where. Why don't we do a gardening book today? Would you guys like that? Would you rather do quilling or gardening today? Either one. I love either one. So, oh, the pictures are just in both of them. They're beautiful. I'll get a sip of water. In honor of Barb, let's go through the garden one. So it's called Small Summer Gardens. 35 bright and beautiful projects to bring color and scent to your garden. All right, turn your backyard into a bright summer paradise with a collection of 35 projects to create stylish, fragrant, and abundant display. Oh my goodness. I'm in love with just the first one. Look at, which way do I go? This. So it looks like an old basting pan, a small rake, and a watering can. And it looks like there's cosmos in there, baby's breath, a few daisies. So pretty. Can you guys see it good enough? Now, you don't even have to paint it or anything. All you have to do, my only suggestion would be to drill a couple holes in the bottom for drainage, right? So, introduction. The garden comes into its own in summer with such a wide selection. Now, this one is really pretty with just greens in it. See if I can figure out how to, there we go. So it's just a wooden box and a bunch of greens in it. Let's see if it tells me what flowers are in here. No, this is still the introduction. There are handy section on materials and techniques. All right, so let's start with, just like I said, okay, if you do a metal container, we all know this, but for the sake, I have made a fairy garden. I've also made a toad garden. Kind of mixed them together. But you can pretty much make a planter out of anything as long as you have drainage in it. And for outside, it's so much easier because you just poke the holes in the bottom. You can use a hammer and nail, or you can use your drill, depending on how thick it is. I use my drill quite often. Um, choosing the containers. There are pots, planters, troughs, window boxes, hanging baskets, all available. And like I said, pretty much anything that'll hold dirt will make a really great container. One of the things that my brother, who loves his garden, didn't know when we were planting the plants this weekend, he didn't know that you should massage the roots a little bit. So if you buy a plant, he didn't know that you got to massage the roots because you got to let them know that they're now free to grow wherever they want. I don't go crazy over potting mixes. Oh, I would love to see it. Lightning bugs. It's almost time for the lightning bugs, isn't it? Um, let's see. To help prevent pests and disease and damaging your gardens, clean the containers before planting. Yep, scrub them with warm soapy water and rinse. I always use Dawn dishwashing liquid because people who use Dawn, they use it on wildlife and it pretty much cleans everything and it does it safely. So I do that. Getting back to the potting mixes. I mean, I might buy one bag of Miracle Grow, but I also mix it in. Yeah, they should be. Yeah. Oh, did you, Ruth? Yeah. So because they become root bound and then they just think they have to stay intertwined. But if you massage them a little bit, break them up a little bit, then they start to go out into the ground. So now next year he'll remind me of that because that's how my brother is. So once you pick your container, pick your plants, I try to make sure the plants that I put together in a container obviously like similar sun, they like similar water. Um, and I also try to make sure they have similar lifestyle, if you will. Like, I don't want half the plants in a container to be dead while the others are just starting, unless I'm going to completely remove them and then let the new ones take over. But if I have like a hanging plant that I want all the flowers in it, yeah, that's exactly it, Margaret. And like I said, I didn't publish this video, but I did do a video of what getting my planters ready. So what I do is at the end of the season, when I'm harvesting all my seeds, I save the dirt. Okay. And then next season, that year's dirt goes in the bottom of the planters, and then the new planting soil goes on top of that. That way, I'm not buying hundreds of dollars of potting soil every year because, as we know, we don't need it. So, if I have a really deep container, I'll fill it up with recyclable plastic bottles or the returnable water bottles like these. So I save all them, line the bottoms, and then I put last year's dirt first, and then this year's dirt, and then I plant in this year's dirt. Because you know me, I'm all about saving money as much as I can. And a lot of people don't know the difference between annuals and perennials. Sometimes annuals will reseed themselves. So that's what makes it difficult. Like I can see a lot of my pansies and stuff. I didn't catch all the seeds before they blew away in the wind. So I have pansies coming up out in my garden that I didn't plant. So it's pretty cool. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure, Margaret. Yeah. And what people don't understand, like I'm the only one here on this road that does a garden. And they drive by and they're like, oh my goodness, your garden, it must take you so much. I said, in the beginning, like you said, Margaret, it takes practice and trial and error and to know which plants are going to work, especially when I moved here from a house where, you know, it was not by the water, very dry soil, sand even. The soil here is clay and it's wet almost all the time. So I had to figure out what plants of mine that I loved from over there could come over here. So it is what it is. Volunteer free plants. Yep. So last year, when I was still working, my whole team and I volunteered weeding the community gardens for the city of Schenectady. And there were some, what was it? Trying to remember. I almost want to say it was Lily of the Valley. There were lily of the valley growing there, and the girl told me they wanted to get rid of them. So, for a reward, if you will, she told all of us we could take as many of them as we wanted, and nobody else wanted them but me. So, I filled as many as I could, and they didn't make it here. So, I don't know. All right, let's see. Soilless potting mix. You can also buy soilless potting mix, but it's better suited for short-term potting. I've never tried that. Oh, I love Lily of the Valley. I can't get it to grow here. I had it everywhere at my other house, and I can't get it to take here. I had it lining my whole fence. So when the breeze blew, the whole house smelled like it. It's one of my favorite. So it tells you how to water. Now, and that's where I tried to put them, Ruth, because that side of the road is a lot of sun, but that side of the road is all woods. So I tried to line them along the woods. I don't know. Cocoa coir is good for lightening up the soil. All right. I might go to the garden center when we're done here and just see if they have any, because it's about the time where they're going to be past blooming, so they might be getting rid of them. So I'm finding that my watering system out there is working really well. So all I took was thin black hose and I stabbed holes in it and I zip tied it to the shelves of my makeshift greenhouse. And it's working very well. So all I did this morning was I turned it on because I just planted some more seeds this morning because I found some other seeds, some Cosmos and some 4 o'clocks and stuff like that. So my watering system is working very well. All right. Chapter 1, bright florals and scents. A lot of flowers don't have a scent at all. Green enamel container, the vintage green enamel pot. Yeah, the bucket. Check the pot mix in the container regularly to ensure that you keep it moist. Now, it doesn't show that they, oh yeah, here, hammer and heavy duty nail. So prepare everything, put the hole in the bottom, and then put the plant in. Now, what I would do in the bottom of this is I would take the plastic that this plant came out of and I would turn it upside down in the bottom of this pail so that you're using less soil. So you see how the pot, so the plant container that this plant itself came out of, I would have upside down in here. Sorry, it's really hard. I'm trying to, but it's backwards to me. I don't know why. Nice. Yeah, I found a bunch of seeds too. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to throw them out there and see what happens. So we'll see. So tomorrow morning when I do Coffee with Kim live, I think I'll do it out on the deck if it's not thunderstorming. And I'll show you guys around my flowers and stuff because I have it all cleaned up and all ready to go. All ready for us to visit. So here's another, instead of, again, for drainage, they're breaking up old terracotta pots, which I can't touch. I don't like terracotta. This rusty old metal trunk looks stunning, planted with pink and white foxglove and cow parsley. Using delicate feathery plants such as cow parsley and Huum softens the strong, bold look of the foxgloves. Soak the root balls. Yeah, so they're saying that the terracotta, if it's not sealed, will actually help with the drainage. So that's pretty cool. And again, it's a rusty old pot, but how cool does that look? I love it. I just love it. Sitting on an old beat up bench. Also keep an eye at the stores for chip and dent. Absolutely. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm trying to think. I was going to do the live on my computer, but if we want to go take a walk around the landscape, I think I'll do live on my iPad. So I'm going to be vertical, not horizontal, but I think I'll do it. We'll start up on the deck and then we'll take a walk around and you can see, we'll go out to the beach. I think it'll be fun. Oh, look at these. What are these flowers? They're pretty. Can you see them? Let's see. What are they? Goldcrest, foxglove hybrid. All right. Oh yeah, I can see where they resemble the foxglove because they're in a tube right here. I get it. Pretty. Now, a lot of people think when you're planting, hey, sometimes jungles are fun and you might get some really cool birds or butterflies. A lot of people think that they have to have just flowers in their containers, but the greens make it pretty too. Look at this. The greens actually help bring out the colors of the flower. A large galvanized metal tub, which I have, a hammer and a heavy duty nail, drainage cracks, which again, they're breaking that up, and potting mix. Awesome. So this is similar to what I entered in the fair my first year. It was a living arrangement. It was neat. Almost the exact same bucket. But all I did was I took all of my seeds that I had harvested the year before. Nice. I love swallowtails. They're pretty. I took all the seeds that I had harvested from the year before and I planted them in this tub and I just let them grow and I entered that in the fair and it came out really cool. Sweet peas. I don't have any sweet peas this year. Huh. So that store that we have in town actually has this big, huge, huge container of seeds with vegetables and flowers and you name it all in there. So if you don't mind digging around, the seeds are 20 for $1, 20 packets for $1. You can't go wrong with that, right? What does this say here? So it's showing how you can use branches and twigs to help stand up your new plants. That's a great idea. That's a really great idea. Ooh, pretty. Are those zinnia? Yep, zinnia. I just planted a bunch of those. Look at this. I love that. So that's an old wooden tray. Oh, they lined it. So they took a black garbage bag and they lined it and made a zinnia tray. I love that. If the wooden tray does not have any drainage holes, make sure you don't overwater the zinnias. Very smart. So I'm noticing that in every one of these planters so far, they are using, okay, how do I go over here? They're using the chopped up terracotta pots. Drainage rocks, they call them. So save all your broken. Well, that's good, Ruth. They need it. Aftercare. Here we go. I want to see if they're going to tell us how to harvest the seeds, right? Take the hydrangea from its plastic pot first and plant it toward the back of the pot. Oh, they're just telling you how to plant. I love this. So this is the one we looked at on the other page. It's how to plant this. What you're going to need: a tray, the hammer and nails, the drainage crock, the potting mix, sheet moss, and here's the plants they have in: stardust, blazing glory, dahlias, and Mexican fleabane. All right. That is, oh yeah, I can see the moss on the bottom. I didn't notice that at first. That's really neat. So I have a bunch of birdhouses out there. Hi, Maritza. How are you? You snuck right in while I was reading the book. We're looking at a gardening book today. We were going to look at quilling, but then we all decided that gardening was a better idea. So now, did they poke a hole in the bottom of this? I have the most beautiful dahlias out front. Oh my goodness, I can't even. It doesn't look like they poked holes in it, maybe because it's such a precious, you know, like an antique. They didn't want to poke holes. So again, you got to be really careful how you water them. These are columbine. Absolutely. And it's too hot for me to actually be outside gardening right now. So I'm living through this book. Here's the columbine. They're so pretty. You see them. They're purple with white. I love them. That reminds me, I have to check the road and see if any of our plants are starting to come up yet. So pretty. Wouldn't it be fun to actually recreate all of these? Oh, no. It's about 92 right now. So, oh, look at that. Of course, it caught my attention because it's all purple. Almost looks like it's in a bedpan, doesn't it? Hey, I would make a planter out of a bedpan. Absolutely. I absolutely would, especially if it looks that cute. I sure would. Oh, all right. So let's see what kind of flowers they have. Delphiniums, salvia, alliums, sorry, decorative sprinkled sand. Oh, I actually did this, and I will show you tomorrow morning during Coffee with Kim. I did this out on my deck. What did I plant in there? The blue, or what are they called? Bachelor buttons? Is that what they're called? I think so. Bachelor buttons. They're coming up. So I lined it with plastic. I filled it with dirt. Cool. Really, really neat to see that. Aftercare. Deadhead the flowers regularly and feed the plants, and they will continue to flower. Now, that's another thing a lot of people, yay! Well, let me know when you get it, and we'll do a craft along with some quilling again. That'll be fun. So yeah, a lot of people buy like wave petunias and stuff, and they don't deadhead them. Oh, nice. Spiderwort. I probably have never bought them because of the name Spider. Just saying. Oh my God, you guys want to laugh at me? You want to hear the funniest thing? So I've been writing down notes with this pen. Can you read it? It's disappearing ink. All of my notes that I wrote down are starting to disappear. Oh, you can't make this up, you guys. All right, hold on. Let me rewrite these. Margaret. Oh, I swear you just can't make that up, can you? I would have looked at it tomorrow and been like, wait, I know I had notes on here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Beekeeping. Why would I have disappearing ink? I don't even know why I would have a pen that does that. Oh, that, at least I know it works. Oh boy. Maritza, that's too funny. My face hurts from giggling so much. I'm going to cover the disappearing ink and put it back over here. And then I'm going to try to remember why I have it. We'll get a regular pen. All right. So where were we? So I was going to write down. All right, you guys, you're going too fast. Hold on. Spiderwort. And feverfew. Well, I have a sewing machine that I have not touched yet. So I do not sew yet, but I do have it here in the room and I do want to teach myself. Yes. So the answer is not yet, but hopefully in my future. So, oh my goodness, I'm still cracking up at myself. I can't even take it. Lavender. I can smell. That's my mom's smell. Whenever I smell lavender, it takes me right back to mom. So I have as much lavender around me as possible at all times. I don't grow it enough. So pretty thing is, see the lavender here on this page? My brother let me design my mom's memorial stone, and I did 2 cardinals and I did lavender. So, oh, maybe. I want to say maybe it came with it. that that might have been it, Margaret. That might have been it. Who knows? You can't make that up. That's just too funny. I can't take it. All right, let's see. Catatanash. That's the name of that one. I'm more than likely destroying that name, but probably from one of my finds. I did find dry erase markers today. I slipped over to Goodwill for a little bit between house cleaning projects. Ooh, this is pretty. Look at that. Now, at the farm where I grew up, we had hollyhocks. I miss hollyhocks. They were beautiful. They're still working on this tub. And now this is nice. So here, chapter 2 is just foliage, and you can see all of the, come on, what's the word I'm looking for? Succulents. Those are nice. Very nice. I do not have great luck with succulents. I have one like this one here that's growing pretty well. I have another one like this one that's growing very well. And then one like that. So, yeah, hollyhocks were the best. And I've planted them a few times, not here though, but over at my other house, and they didn't come up. And at the farm where I grew up, you couldn't get rid of them. So here is a bunch of different size containers. I just love looking through the pictures of all this. Such beautiful, and it gives you great ideas. Do you guys have any ferns? I never buy ferns. I never think to buy ferns. I love plants. And I think the only, nice. Wow. I'm sure it is. That's probably so beautiful. You have ferns, Margaret? I've never thought to buy them. But I bet they'd be really pretty. Maybe I'll check it out. I'm going to go over to Lowe's after this. So maybe I'll check it out and see if they have any. I do have beautiful spider plants. um, from all of those ones I rescued from my old boss. I have lots of babies, lots and lots of babies. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's so pretty. Hold on, let's see. Begonias. Diascia. Look at these. Isn't that beautiful? Telling you, I could just go through this book over and over again. I like this book because it not only shows you how to do it, but it tells you what flowers they put in so that you could just say, okay, I want to do this planter. You can go to Lowe's, bring this with you. Oh, nice. See, now I have wild ferns lining the woods out there, but I never thought to buy them and hang them. Maybe I will. So yeah, you could just take this book, bring it with you to Lowe's and say, okay, I want this, this, and this, and you could make the containers. I think that'd be cool. Ooh, check this one out. Container water garden. Having a pond in your garden widens the variety of beautiful plants you can enjoy and also attracts a lot more wildlife, such as pond skaters, damselflies, and such to your outdoor space. Don't let having a very small garden or balcony or terrace prevent you from creating a water feature. Simply make a miniature water garden in a large tub. If you're using a wooden half barrel, make sure it's completely waterproof. If not, you can treat the inside with sealant. Well, that's cute. Look, they turned this into a water garden. I like that idea. Of course, I have a river, but it doesn't stop me from wanting a fountain. I'm going to make myself a fountain because my others broke over the winter. So I have a few metal buckets, and I might do like one bucket pouring into another bucket. All I need is the pump. Now here's the buttons. Hold on, let me make sure I'm right. They look like the bachelor buttons. Metal planters with thistle. Thistle do. Yeah. We had a pond over at our other house. It was 3-tiered. I mean, he did a beautiful job on it. It was one of his things. He loved building the ponds. But then it just, after so many years, it became too much work. Like we had zoysia grass over there, and that grass would get into everything. So it was poking holes into the liner. So it was long story short, we didn't have it we had it for about 4 years, and then we took it out. Not to mention the snakes that like to live in there. I'm not a spiders and snake kind of person. All right. Special occasion displays. Let's see what they got for us in chapter 3. Tiered hanging baskets. Now that's beautiful. There's a landscaper around here in this area. They start at the ground and they do a tower of wave petunias. Oh my goodness. It really does, Ruth. I've gotten a lot of them there. Goodwill, as well as estate sales, as well as garage sales, all of that stuff. I'm always looking for that. As a matter of fact, I have an old, what is it, red radio flyer. I have an old radio. You want to do what? Make the fountain? Or make the fountain? Is that what you mean? Or do this, the tower. The tower seems amazing. I wanted to try it as well. Yeah. So they're using the kitchen wire baskets, and they're planting it in all 3 levels, and it hides it so you can see it. So, all right, you're ready, Margaret? What you're going to need is a 3-tiered wire hanging basket with chains. You're going to need sheet moss. potting mix, and moisture retaining granules. So for the plants, selection of annuals, shades of pink and orange, if you want this same one, such as Calabrochia Can series, double apricot, Calabrochia magenta, raspberry, and apricot. Super Bill series, so those are these. And golden thyme. So that must be right here, the vinish thing that's coming out. So there you go. That looks beautiful. Nice. Yeah, I'm really excited to harvest the seeds again this year and get back into my gardening process, my gardening cycle. I don't want to spend so much money on annuals. So even now, I will go to the garden centers and I will buy the annuals that are past their prime so I can get all the seeds from them. And then I don't have to buy seeds next year. Yep, I do that. This is cute. Planting flowers in a vase. That's really cute. Again, with the moss, they use a lot of moss in their stuff. Petunias and poppies. I also have a new respect for impatiens. I never used to really use them because they love the shade, and everywhere I always lived had so much sun. But now that side of the house, other than morning sun, it's in the shade at all times. So the impatiens really did well over there. And I'm trying to make a little garden center in front of the Forever Wild. There you go. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, so pretty much all of the containers they're doing in here, they start with the broken pots and they use the broken pots and then some moss. Oh, I want this so bad. A thyme wreath. Although I think I would rather do it with lavender. I would rather plant a lavender wreath. So what they did was they took the wreath form like I have that I put the yarn balls on. They wrap it in the peat moss. Well, let's just see. Push the end of the roll of the copper, wrap the lengths around the wreath, folding the moss over as you do so to completely cover it. So the first thing you're going to have is a completely moss-covered wreath. A moss-covered credenza from Cat in the Hat. Sorry. Take a plant from the plastic pot and make it smaller by scraping off the bottom. All right. So the plants come in, obviously, like, okay. So that's the shape of the plant. So you're going to cut that off. So you're really getting rid of all of the dirt. You're only using the plant. Using your fingers, make a small hole in the moss and push the roots of the plant inside. Love this idea. I cannot guarantee that I'm not going to just do this because I love this idea. I'm going to write down that I want some lavender. I wonder if we couldn't plant seeds in it and have them grow. What do you guys think? So if I just take the moss and cover it around and stick the seeds inside of it, do you think it would work? Oh, gardening can be so expensive, Ruth. Absolutely. That's why I save my seeds. And that's why oh my goodness. Sorry. That's why I save money and I reuse soil and such like that. Check out this. I want to get it so you can see it. They're little buckets hanging in a tree, little buckets of annuals. I'm so in love with this idea. Oh my goodness. Right, Ruth. What do you think? Do you think if I put the seeds in, the seeds will grow? We won't know till I try, right? What are they putting in here? Moisture resistant or moisture retaining granules. If you hear that noise, it's my neighbor going by. I believe they need a new muffler. Oh man, I love these ideas. All right, the planted ladder. Little terracotta pots. You wrap the wire around them and hang them from the rungs of the ladder. Oh, I just love gardening so much. Nice, Margaret. That's really nice. And like I said, that one place I go to, it's like 20 for $1. They're last year's seeds, but they work, you know? So I don't mind one bit. So this year, I plan on helping us all save on the cost of gardening by just showing you guys how I harvest my seeds. A lot of you probably already know it, but I would love to share it with you and show you. I've done a few tricks on how I can separate the seeds and such. So it's really a fun process. Company, what's it called? My Gardener. All their seeds are $2 a packet. That's a great deal. I wonder if they have a sale. I'm going to write that down in my non-disappearing ink. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this ink is not disappearing. We're good. All right, chapter 4, fruits and harvests. Ooh, herbs in concrete pots. Beautiful. Beautiful. Concrete pots in a range of sizes, drainage rocks, gravel. Nice. So, wait till I take you guys for a tour of the vegetable garden that my brother and I just planted. Every year he goes a little crazy with too much. Oh, Margaret, another kind of tower. They're showing how to do a strawberry tower. It's almost like that topsy-turvy, right? Yeah, Ruth, I think I'm gonna try it. Oh, check this out. Okay, so 3 different size buckets. Put the plants in, and you're gonna have a strawberry tower. Might be too late to do that this time of year. Raised bed for edibles. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I did my lettuce on, those planters that fit your railings. I did that. Oh, that's awesome, Ruth. The only thing I did close to that was I had buckets on the side of the garage, tipped a little bit so it looked like the flowers were pouring into each other. So it made a waterfall of the wave petunias. Oh, yum, Margaret. I wish you lived closer. I'd beg some from you. The farmer up the road just put up his asparagus sign, so I got to go up there and get some. What are those little oranges? Kumquats. Little kumquats. That's fun. Well, this was an awesome book. Oh my goodness. Seriously, I love this book. Now, who would have thought of this? Look at this. You're putting hot peppers and basil together in a container. That's too fun. It looks like it's a what is that? Not a cobbler pan, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It'll come to me. Strawberries and black oh, you'd never get me out of your backyard. Raspberries are my favorite forever. All right, you guys. So that was this book, and it's called Small Summer Gardens by Emma Hardy. Love it. I absolutely love it. It just goes to show that you can make a container out of anything. The key elements are drainage rocks, drainage holes, the right amount of soil, and put your container in the right place. Don't overwater. I really like this book club. I love going through the books. I'll go through this again 10 more times before the day's over. So I have a blast with it. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go. We've been here about an hour. So our book for June is Playing for Freedom. I will post that in our community tab. And my next live will be tomorrow morning, Coffee with Kim, probably 8:30, 9 o'clock, if that's okay with you guys. And that'll be that. I will put up all of the lives ahead of time so that we'll know when I'm going to be on. And I really love this. I love hanging out with you guys. I love talking all different things with you guys. It's like I have a bunch of friends that we all have same likes and everything. So it's really cool. I love you guys. I really do. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. And I'll see you in the morning for coffee on the deck. Okay, you guys? Have a great day. And try to stay cool out there. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.